Hello and welcome to Talk Innovate. My name is Rukima Inoge, but you can call me Coach Ruki, and I'm your host. As you all know, Talk Innovate is the podcast where technology and innovation meet our everyday life. In honor of the International Women's Day, I wish you a belated International Women's Day. Today, my topic is women in tech breaking barriers. Shout out to all of you amazing women in tech doing wonderful things out there. A little bit about me. When I started out my career in technology, dating back from college, I remember my undergraduate degree in computer science. I noticed there were a few girls in class, and it's almost like there's a perception people have of you if you're in tech. Like, it just feel like you probably shouldn't really be feminine if you are into tech. So there's a kind of like perception or like stereotype that people had. I remember so many people meet me and tell me, "Oh, what are you doing in tech? You should be in communications or business or something else." And yeah, I feel like many women hear some of all these things or many young girls, and it tends to discourage them from actually having a beautiful, thriving career in tech. And then moving down the line from there, I went on to do a master's in computer science where I was the only girl in my class. Before that, my first professional job, when I just graduated from undergrad, I worked in the IT department in a bank as a consultant. Or rather, yes, I was working for like a tech consulting company. Our clients was the bank, and I was the only girl in the office. I've been in so many situations like that. I mean, like one of the most reputable tech jobs I've ever gotten. I'm not going to say the name of the brand, but I remember one of my bosses looking at me and he said, "Who interviewed you?" And I told him, first of all, I was in shock, wondering why. Why is he asking who interviewed me? So I told him, and guess what he said? He said, "Ruki, you're very lucky because if I was the one who interviewed you, I wouldn't have given you this job." I was in shock. I was taken aback. I said, "Why? Why wouldn't you have given me this job? And like, am I doing something wrong in the role? Like, what's the reason? Or do you think I'm not qualified enough?" And he said, "No, I simply wouldn't have given you the job because you're a lady. I would have preferred to be the guy. What's the lady doing in technology? Or what's the lady been doing in the IT department?" So, I mean, like, hearing this kind of conversations oftentimes can really discourage a lady, or many times to say, "Oh, you're into programming, oh, for a lady, like people like, "No, it's too technical for you, just go do something else." And so I'm really happy, I'm really excited that it is the new day in 2025. Things are changing. However, things are not changing fast enough. Currently, there's a recent study that shows that women hold about 50% of the workforce are women. But in the tech space, now it's roughly about 28% that are women. So there's still a lot of disparity. Like, there's still a huge gap. There's so much we need to do to encourage the younger generation and also our generation and even people older to get into tech. Because these days, like what I tell people, you don't even necessarily have to have a tech degree. You can be a business person and decide to partner with a software engineer and build that application that can change the world. And if you don't have those resources, you can thank God for the free University of Google and ChatGPT. You can actually take courses and to learn certain codes, certain programming codes to develop your own apps. Thanks to artificial intelligence as well, things are now way faster and easier to do. So it just speeds up the process for you. And you can just start. So I'm encouraging everyone in honor of the recent International Women's Day as well during celebration. I ask you, I urge you all to go the extra mile. Don't allow the societal perceptions or stereotypes stop you from pursuing your dreams. It is possible. Everything is possible. I remember when I started doing my master's degree in computer science. So a friend of mine called me and she said, "Ruki, you're going to fail. Computer science is so hard. Like, just, you can still be in tech, but just go towards the management side." But I said, "No, I really want to learn. I really want to finesse my coding skills, and I really want to do an MFA in computer science. I feel like I don't want to run away from, I want to face my fears." And I did that, and I graduated with very good grades. And so these are just some of the ways where it just feels like, as a woman in this industry, even your peers are warning you about it. Then you go to the workplace, you're probably the only woman, and you're trying to figure out okay, how do I fit in? How do I, and even how do I even show up? Do I try to be to look a bit more masculine so I can blend in, or can I be the very essence of myself? Can I be also very feminine and also excel in this space? So there's a lot more. There's I feel like we do, or rather, I know that so many conversations still need to be had. For every $1 that a man is paid in tech globally, a woman is paid about 83 cents. So even beyond just the disparity when it comes to the number of women in tech compared to men, even the amount that women are earning, like there's still that salary gap that still has to be bridged. I know that there've been lots of movements that have been coming out to support women, and also lots of global organizations like United Nations, and even influencers. There's so many people out there, and there's so many women doing amazing things. So today I would like to share with you certain women who has really shaped technology to be what it is today, and people who are actually pushing the envelope just to inspire myself and also to inspire you and your mom, your daughter, your sister, your friend, your girlfriend, whoever is female around you, that it is possible. It is possible for you to push the glass ceiling, to push the envelope. I was listening to a content creator, a Black American content creator. I don't know his full name, but I think his nickname is 19 Keys. And he said something so profound. He said, if you're not being given the platform, then create your own platform. And that's something I love about technology today. We feel like how big social media has exploded, and even the emergence of artificial intelligence. So much is happening. And then blockchain, Web3. We have an exciting future ahead of us in this field. So I urge you all women to join in. So some women that I greatly admire, we have, put down some notes here. We have Reshma Saujani, who founded Girls Who Code to close the gap in programming, to try and encourage ladies or girls to develop those coding skills. And so that's really fantastic initiative she did. And that's something that I hope that my podcast and these episodes will inspire you to chase those tech dreams. And then the next person is Whitney Wolfhead, who built Bumble and became the youngest woman to take a company public. I particularly love Bumble. It's actually the first dating app that I signed up for, and the only dating app I've ever signed up for. And okay, I take that as not the only dating app I've signed up for, but the first dating app I signed up and I actually was serious. I actually tried to make connections in that. And one thing I love about Bumble is the female empowerment behind it. The fact that I'm not sure if things have changed now, but the fact that women get the opportunity to make the first move. Originally from Nigeria, in Africa, we are I come from a very traditional society where like 90% of the time the woman tends to wait for the guy to make the first move. And then what if you're not interested in that guy? Like, it's a very I'm just really excited about how Bumble kind of gives you that empowerment to make the choice. And that's one of the advantages of having women in tech. Having women stand up and build tech applications and has tech startup is because the world needs you. Women across the world needs you. We need you to develop applications that can appeal to women, because that was a key selling point of Bumble, and it's just something that we haven't experienced before in the dating world, or rather in like the digital dating world. So that's really a bold step. So we need more women out there so that we can have these applications that are more gender neutral and are more supportive of women out there. And then we have Feifei Li. I hope I pronounced that well. She pioneered AI research at Stanford and led Google's AI division. This is amazing. Shout out to all these amazing women doing great things out there and changing lives, and also encouraging you and I to go there and just make our innovative dreams come true. And so, moving forward, there's also a lady I would love to speak about, and that's because I see a lot of me in her. So she was actually in Hollywood. She was an actress, and she pioneered the frequency hopping technology that led to Wi-Fi. Her name is Hedy Lamarr, or Hedy Lamarr. And so when I heard about Hedy Lamarr, I was really inspired by her journey, her theory, because one of the things I've had to struggle with earlier in my career is the fact that I'm into entertainment and then I'm into tech. I'm really good in tech. I'm good in both fields. And then I'll have some like family members or people really close to me that I look up to, people who are very influential in my life. And they'll say, wow, you have this amazing tech degrees, don't waste it, like do this, do that. And they're like, oh, but, and other people are like, wow, like you're an amazing model, like you should do, like, so there was always, it kind of felt like I had to be either or. And I remember having a photo shoot, and the photographer looked at me and he said, you don't have to either or, you can be everything. And that really empowered me. And I said, okay, you know what, I'm going to do both, and I'm going to do everything. And well, thank God for artificial intelligence now that just makes it a bit easier to enjoy the best of both worlds. And then, apart from her, we also have Ada Lovelace, who was the first ever programmer. And so, wow, sorry, the first ever, yeah, she was the first ever programmer. And it's a woman, a lady. This is just amazing, amazing. I hope listening to me right now, yeah, as inspired as the way I'm inspired, because I remember like I ran away from coding for a while. I was making good money, but I just felt like, oh, maybe this is too technical for me. I started listening to the rhetoric that was being thrown out there by society that, you know what, I'm a girl, let me just stick to the beauty industry. I mean, like that's just what girls do, you know, like just go put on your little makeup and your cute outfit and just leave the tech for the big boys. And I'm really happy that women are coming up and doing things, and I hope this podcast inspires you that you can be feminine, you can do the girly things, and you can do the tech thing. And who says that tech is not the girly thing? Who says it's a guy thing, you know? These are certain rhetorics out there that I hope with this podcast I'm able to gradually change the mindsets of women and even men as well, because many men out there, they're married to women, they have daughters, they have sisters, they have female friends, they have female colleagues. And so we need everyone to just stand up and just speak up for women and just encourage women to try in this field. Okay, so moving on, there's certain barriers that people have and which are certainly faced. And so barriers in hiring, oh, she's not technical enough. I remember one of the best jobs I've gotten in my career in tech. During the interview, I was really nervous because I would, you know, people around you say that, and I'll just hope they don't feel, oh, because I'm a girl, or maybe I look too fragile, maybe I don't look like a tomboy, you know. And so it's so many things that goes through our minds. And I remember having a conversation with the interviewer afterwards, and they said, we decided to hire you because not that we felt you had all the technical skills, but we could see your drive, you could see you really wanted this, we could see that you're a teachable person, and that's what we want for the role. And so I just hope this inspires someone out there, because many women that feel like, oh, I'm not technical enough. Even I have 2 degrees in computer science, and I remember reaching out in the moments of weakness, reaching out to one of my female friends who is equally ambitious, and I told her, like, I just feel like I'm not good enough, like I'm not technical enough. Like, so slowly all these negative comments just start creeping in, and then you start believing it, and then boom, that goes the end of your career. And then there's also lack of funding for women-led startups. You know, women get less than 2% of venture capital funding. And so that's another thing, funding. And even for me, like personal story, even starting this tech podcast, I started filming this podcast when shortly after I got laid off, and then after a while I ran out of funds, and I was trying get certain sponsorships or certain funding, which was really difficult to achieve. And that's one of the reasons why the podcast was on hold for a while. But that is not an excuse. I had a conversation with one of the top tech podcasters in Dubai, and I remember he told me, it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not, just keep doing it. What's most important is consistency. And so in hindsight, even if I couldn't afford a studio at the time, okay, I could have just continued with audio with my phone. Like, nothing should stop you from actualizing your dream. Just keep going, and the right people would see you. Like, there's a biblical story that I really relate with, and there's this woman, she was a widower. She was a widow, and she lost her late husband was a prophet. Very smart prophet, very good, very dedicated, but he had debts, lots of debt. So his debtors came to collect the funds, and a prophet came to her house, her home, and she was like, telling him what she's going through. And he told her, what do you have? And she said, all I have is just a jar of oil. And he said, bring it. And but through that jar of oil, there was a miracle and she received abundance. And so many times I ask myself, what do you have? And so not right now, I'm asking you, what do you have? You might feel like, oh, I'm not technical enough. But well, okay, you don't have the technical skill set, but you have the innovative idea. Why don't you partner with someone who has that technical skill set and bring your innovative ideas to life? So what do you have? Don't focus on the bottle being half empty, but focus on it being half full. Everything amazing, everything phenomenal that has been done in this world all started small. It all started from somewhere. So what do you have? And then the topic, work culture, women in tech are twice as likely to leave the industry compared to men. And so one of the things that I faced in one of the places I worked in, it was just a bit of I felt, okay, let me just be very real, let me be very upfront. So one of the things I faced, especially earlier in my career in tech, is just being, harassed by the opposite sex, or rather by the opposite gender, being harassed by the opposite gender. And I remember feeling like, okay, you know what, maybe it's because some people know that I also model, so maybe I should stop wearing heels. And everyone who knows me knows I love heels. Like I love fashion, and I've been obsessed with like taking pictures since I was a kid. So I would show up at work with full of makeup, wearing heels, and at some point I'm like, maybe I should tone it down. Maybe I shouldn't be too fashionable. Maybe I should show up at work without makeup. Maybe I should look more like the guy, look more masculine, so they take me seriously. And boy, I'm here to tell you, everyone watching me, be the boldest of who you are. You don't have to be more like a man to be in tech or just thrive in tech industry. I mean, like, look at the founder of Bumble, like using the pain point of women that just have to, especially women from like, traditional societies that just have to like sit back and wait for the man to, show up. And most times you're just encouraged to just accept whatever comes. And so that app just it's empowering. It gives women the right to be, more proactive in their love life, which is I feel like it's one of the most important decisions any woman would make in her lifetime. And so imagine if she didn't start Bumble. So we need you. You are enough. Woman, every woman watching me, I don't even care what field you're in at this point. I just want you to know that you are enough. And so, yeah, there's so many like toxic work cultures. There's so many things that women go through. But you know what? We're not asking for commission anymore. We're here to take what is ours. It's like what 19 Kids said when I think he was speaking to the Black community. And he said, if they don't give you a platform, build your platform. If they don't give you a job, hire yourself. Create your opportunities. If you're not being given a seat at the table, get wood, get a hammer, or get a carpenter, make your own chair and take it to the table. And if they don't still allow you room to put your chair by the table, then make your own table and sit next to them. And so that I think that's what I'm just charging everyone with, because it's still, I'm happy seeing how, like lots of female developers right now, the emergence of lots of young ladies and even older women moving into tech, and women who had tech degrees but just tend to, or women who had tech degrees but just put it in the back burner. I'm really excited, and I'm happy seeing them just, coming forward and really going for what they want, So while I love the fact that lots of women are getting to like AI, blockchain, cybersecurity, fintech, and lots of women are becoming decision makers, but I still feel sad that in 2025, there's still that huge disparity. So I'm hoping that this year will be the year that we all stand up and leave a mark, leave our footprints in the tech industry. If they won't let us sit at the table, we will build our own table. And I'm talking to you right now, but I feel so empowered. So I have a call to action for you guys, everyone, every woman watching me right now, every lady, every young girl out there. And also for the men, you have sisters, you have friends, you have a mom, you have cousins, you have relatives, you have daughters. I want you to encourage women to believe in themselves. And women, I'm sticking to you, believe in yourself and support each other. We need older women in this industry, or women who have longer careers in this industry, to mentor the younger women. We need advocates for funding, for scholarships, for grants. And we also need you men to hire more women, and you women as well in the HR. Everyone in the HR, so whether you're whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, we encourage you to leave out more slots for more women to reduce this disparity, because 28% of women in tech as opposed to men, that is a lot. That's a lot. Let's be honest. It is a lot. And so I'm charging everyone watching this episode that we have to bridge the gap in our own little way. And number two, men in tech, be the change. Be the change. A lot of, yes, the honesty right now, the reality on ground is that majority of the decision makers in tech are men. So men, you be the change. You encourage the women to come over. And if you feel that, the women are not technical enough, create support systems to help women develop those technical skills. And I also feel like when people even say, women are not technical enough, many times it's just a stereotype. So if you add, I'm not like judging anyone, no one's perfect. We've all in certain aspects of life, we've all believed certain stereotypes or had certain biases. So I'm challenging all men watching this right now, like you notice you have that bias, you believe that stereotype. Start giving women the benefits of the doubt, and you would be surprised, because we need each other. We also need tech from a female perspective, from a female gaze as well, need application from the female perspective. And then I also want to speak to companies as well, businesses out there. Let's be real about this equal pay. It's really sad, it's really disheartening when I remember I was working somewhere and found out that I wasn't being paid. I was doing the same job, if not even more, but I found out that I was being paid less than my other colleagues. And I from what I heard, I might be wrong, but from what I heard, it was a nationality thing, and it didn't make sense to me, because I felt like, wow, like I schooled in one of the top universities in the UK, and seriously, I'm being paid less because of this, and how much more? And then being a woman again, so that's different. And you now add the layer of, being a woman and trying to make it to take you seriously and being paid less. That is just very up there. In 2025, that's still happening. It's a tragedy. I was actually in shock when I was doing my research for this episode, and I found that, wow, there's still lots of huge pay disparity in tech industry in 2025. It needs to do something about it. If you are a business owner, you are in a HR, or you're like a big decision maker, you're one of the big tech, executive, I feel like it's time we come together in honor of International Women's Day and have these conversations to make a change. And then if your boardroom, and the next thing, if your boardroom looks like 1950s country clubs, then fix it. It feels like there are certain spaces, in all honesty, there are certain spaces I've entered and in recent years, and it felt like, I asked myself, am I in the 1960s, or am I in, have we passed the 2020s? Am I in the 2020s, or am I in the 1960s? Because there's just still certain stereotypical mindsets, there's still certain misogynistic mindsets that are out there, but it's all love. Like, no one is perfect. We all just need to keep having this conversation going so that the right change can be made, so the next generation wouldn't have to go through these disparities that women of today are currently going through. So for the next generation of women in tech, study technology, get into coding, speak up, don't wait for an invitation, go for it. And if an invitation is not giving up to you, take up space, create your own doors, create your own opportunity. I feel like one of the things that I'm happy that things are gradually changing, because everyone is tending to have these conversations now. I feel like we were brainwashed growing up as, or rather, like, education is beautiful, but I feel like the educational system tend to, or rather in the past, I don't know if that's still happening now, and I hope it's not. I hope things are changing, but I just feel like the educational system tends to build you up to just, go work for this company. So if you get laid off or you don't have a job, then you're not even focusing, you're not even thinking outside the box of how you can create opportunities. You're dwelling on, I need to work with this big company, I need to work with this big tech company. And then 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, time is going, you're spending hours on application, which is amazing. You should go for what you want, but while you do that, Take off space. Look around you. What do you need to automate? It's usually the answer that all within your reach. And it just goes back to the example I gave about the jar of oil. What is your jar of oil? What do you have? What idea do you have? It would shock you that when you keep searching, whatever it is that might have been a limitation for you to actualize that dream, you find out that it just does that opening. So take off space. Don't listen to the rhetoric of, oh, you're a lady, you can't do this, it's too difficult, it's too technical, you're a woman in this field, you might be harassed, you might, experience certain things. Don't listen to those rhetorics, just go for what you want. My clothing talks, women in tech are in the future, we are the now. We don't need validation, we don't need a pat on the back, we need results. I feel like we've had over the last 10 years, we've had conversations, but right now, we've gone beyond the conversation stage. Yes, we still need to keep having those conversations, but what we need beyond that is actions. We need to see actionable steps. In 2025, we need to see more women in this field. We need to see more scholarship. We need to see more funding opportunity, more grants. We need to see more tech businesses, more women coming up as founders of tech businesses. We need to see more things being automated. We need to see more women as decision makers in the tech industry. We also need to see more mentorship. One thing I quickly realized, one thing that was a rude awakening for me shortly after my master's degree, I found that a number of people in the older generation, or people who may not necessarily be in the older generation but have had a longer career in tech, they feared mentoring younger people. And I did more research and I found out because they felt like, oh, you're going to take my job. You probably maybe the younger generation had more opportunities to learn more or to be a bit more education than you did. And you feel like, oh, you're going to take up my job. And that is just a mindset that we need to eradicate because it is key in our society. Where is the mentorship? We're growing people, we're growing a generation of people who are not being mentored, a generation of women who feel like, oh, this is too difficult for me. Like, no, maybe I should just go through the same thing around. Listen to these rhetorics. We need more leaders. We need more female leaders in technology to raise the next generation. And even for us, I'm a millennial. We need the older women. Where are you? We need you to mentor us. We don't need older people to feel intimidated by us. We need you to guide us. And even speaking to fellow millennials, don't feel intimidated by Gen Z or the younger ones. No, you should rate them. You should leave a legacy. So when they step into the industry, there's already a roadmap for them. They're not meant to. It's a tragedy if the next generation faces the same level of disparity, the same level of bias, and the same level of misogyny that we have faced while entering this field, or just showing up in class and being the only girl. I mean, we need more encouragement. Thank you. So this is for International Women's Day. Don't just celebrate us, invest in us. Everyone is saying International Women's Day, Happy International Women's Day. And I'm hoping that this episode gets the air on International Women's Day. But what I just want to tell you, everyone, it's not enough to just say Happy International Women's Day. I mean, it is a good thing. Thank you for celebrating us, but don't just celebrate us. Support us. Invest in us. Thank you. So guys, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this episode. Drop your comments below if you have any inquiries. Or if you just want to keep the conversation going, you can also put a hashtag TopNovate. And you can send inquiries to topnovate@gmail.com. If you want to be a part of this show, please let me know. If you have any support for women in tech, anything that you feel like we can collaborate on to keep this conversation going, to see actionable results in 2025, I'm an email away. Or you can reach out to me on Instagram as Coach Ricky, or our podcast official Patiatando at Topnovate Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode. Till we meet again, stay blessed, stay innovative, stay inspired, and take off space. Thank you.